In this video, I will introduce the three common CompuCell 3D files and walk through how to run a CompuCell 3D simulation using the player. First, let's consider the three common CompuCell 3D simulation files: the main simulation file, the steppables file, and the .cc3d file. The first important file is the main CompuCell 3D simulation script. This is a Python file that initializes the simulation. In it, the user specifies the cell types, initializes the cell field, and calls the simulation steppable routines, for example. The steppables file is another Python file. It contains the steppables, routines that will be called periodically by the CompuCell 3D software. Steppables can be used to implement cell-specific behaviors and control these cell behaviors according to sets of criteria. Finally, we have the .cc3d file, which tells the CompuCell 3D program where to find the simulation file. Let's take a moment to look at the organization of simulation files. As you can see, I've created a simulations folder within my CompuCell 3D folder. This is where I save all of my simulation files. Within the simulations folder, I have a folder for each simulation that contains the files for that simulation. Within the folder, I have a simulation folder, and that contains the main simulation script and the steppables, and the .cc3d file. This is the file that I'll actually open within the player. If I open it up really quickly with text editing software, I prefer Notepad++, you can see that it just tells you the file, the main simulation file, and where it's found. Next, I'll walk through how to run a CompuCell 3D simulation using the CompuCell 3D player. So first, open CompuCell 3D, and you can do this either with a shortcut or if you don't have one installed by running the CompuCell 3D batch file. That'll open up CompuCell 3D for you. To open a simulation from the player, go to File, Open Simulation File, and then select the .cc3d file for the simulation you wish to run. Now that it's open, you can initialize the simulation by hitting the Step button. You can see this will just begin that simulation. And you can hit play to begin running the simulation. At any time you can pause the simulation, and when the simulation is paused, you can advance it a single step by hitting the Step button. Don't hit the Stop button until you're ready to end your simulation, because once you've stopped your simulation, if you hit the Step or Play buttons, it'll restart a new instance of the simulation. All right, one final tip is the output of the simulation. So go to Tools and Configuration, and then here under the Output tab, you can choose how often you'd like the player to output the image shown in the player. For instance, every 100 steps, it will save an image. And I can choose where I want that output to be saved. For instance, if I want to create a new folder for output. And now it will save the simulation images in that file. Or if you're just playing around with the simulation, seeing how changing different parameters changes the simulation, and you're just going to be looking at the player, you don't want to save it, just deselect that. Apply. Okay. Happy modeling!